Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into, a really big debate in the architecture world. D5 render, Twinmotion versus Enscape.
It's a huge decision, and the feedback we've seen is it's all over the
It
place.
really is. And right at the start, there's this paradox we have to talk about.
The pricing, it just doesn't quite make sense on the surface.
Exactly. Why is one of the biggest names, Enscape, making you pay up front when its two main competitors are basically free to get started?
Right. Twinmotion is totally free if your firm makes under $1 million a year.
Yeah.
D5 Render has a community version that's incredibly powerful.
So you have to ask, what are you actually paying for with Enscape? What's the premium?
And that really comes down to one thing, workflow.
Okay.
Enscape's big unique advantage is that it's a direct plug-in. It lives inside your modeling software, like Revit or SketchUp. You don't have to leave.
Which, that might sound small, but if you're making constant revisions...
Oh, it's huge.
I saw someone describe the workflow for D5 and Twinmotion as death by 1,000 clicks. Just exporting over and over again.
And that convenience is probably why 85% of the top 100 architecture firms use it.
Hold on, though. 85%. That feels like more than just convenience. Is there something else there? Are they just locked into old contracts, or is the function really that superior?
It's mostly the speed of iteration. But let's pivot, because that's where the value proposition gets really interesting. The actual final quality, what you see.
The render itself.
So let's start with D5 Render. The output is, well, it's genuinely photorealistic. The lighting is AI enhanced. We saw a lot of former Lumion users calling it a serious upgrade. And it performs well, holding a steady 30 frames per second on a decent GPU.
Okay, so strong quality, good performance. What about Twinmotion?
Twinmotion is a different beast. It runs on Unreal Engine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you get access to the Quixel Megascans library. We're talking film quality assets right out of the box. But, and this is a big but,
There's always a but.
it's a monster for your hardware. It needs something like 60 gigabytes of storage just to support 4 versions of Revit. It's a space hog.
60 gigs.
Yeah.
Okay, and Enscape, how does its quality stack up?
Enscape is fast. It produces clean, solid architectural renders very, very quickly. That's its strength.
What?
But the feedback we see over and over is that the quality just doesn't quite live up to that premium price tag. It's good, but not that good.
Which brings us to kind of a hidden truth we uncovered in the source material.
This is the critical piece of the puzzle, I think. A lot of firms are now actively migrating away from Enscape.
Why?
The words that keep coming up are pricing chaos and feature stagnation ever since Chaos Group took over. The complaints are pretty consistent.
So for you, the person trying to decide, this all distills down to a few clear scenarios.
Exactly. We basically have 3 situational winners here.
So if you're just starting out or you're a small firm.
If you're under that $1 million revenue mark,
Yeah.
Twinmotion is the no-brainer. It's the zero-cost winner, hands down.
Okay. And for everyone else, the majority of users looking for, the best all-around tool.
That's D5 Render. It
Yeah.
gives you better output than Enscape for, a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
It's the best balance of quality and value.
So where does that leave Enscape? Is there any reason to choose it?
Its niche has become razor thin. It really only wins if that direct plug-in workflow is an absolute non-negotiable must-have for your team.
And you're probably already stuck in their ecosystem.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're paying a lot more for, frankly, less of a benefit.
It really sounds like a lot of people are just paying a premium for convenience.
Which leaves us with the final thought for you to chew on. With all these complaints about stagnation and pricing, is a smooth plug-in workflow truly enough to justify that premium cost? Or is the industry just paying for an expensive habit that cheaper, more innovative tools are about to make obsolete?